We have the one, the only, the grill master extraordinaire, Mr. Marc Gill, taking us to his backyard for a true barbecue bonanza. Hey, Marc, good afternoon.
Hi, Valerie. How's it going? Welcome to our backyard, and everybody else, welcome, welcome, welcome. I am so excited. It's been 2 years. We finally got it back. And this machine will do more in a couple of square foot in your backyard than 15 or 16 of the machines that I got back here. We'll get into that, though. So let's have a look. First things first, number one feature on this machine is and always has been that name, Char-Broil. That's it. If there's a better name in outdoor grilling, I don't know. We live in Florida. My personal machines have sat out here for years. They still are awesome. This is powder-coated steel. The handles are coated with silicone, so if you want to pick it up and move it around, you're fine. It's as easy as pie. You just hook it up to the regular 20-pound propane tank that you already have, and have a look down here. There's only 2 buttons. Don't fear the Big Easy. It's harder to work your hairdryer, apparently. All you got to do is turn it on and give it a click. And Valerie, as soon as you do that, you engage 3 separate cooking technologies inside this chamber. Conventional heat, that's like the heat that's in your oven. That's what starts the browning process on the outside of your food. Then you've got radiant heat. That's the heat that's created from the outside of the cylinder. Like, you know, you go to the stores and you get that rotisserie chicken. That's what it does. And the other thing that's great about this is you've got that true infrared cooking technology, and you can see it here. Those are all represented as soon as you turn this machine on. And Valerie, what that does is that enables you to create some unbelievable dishes, foods, and memories in your backyard that you've never been able to do before. So here's what I mean. We're going to start with what made this famous in the first place, and that is the deep-fried turkey, an oilless deep-fried turkey. Now, when I say oilless, I don't mean a little oil, I don't mean some oil, I mean a teaspoon. I mean no oil at all. In a regular turkey fryer, you got to go find yourself 3 gallons of oil. You got to wait for it to heat up. Then you got to take a giant bird that has skin and liquid and lower it in. We've all seen the news. We know what happens there. And then when you're done, you got to figure out, what am I going to do? I'll put it in the neighbor's yard, right? Guys, look at this. 2.5 hours, no muss, no fuss. All I do is push a button, and I have 300 degrees of turkey perfect, Valerie. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this right over here for a second, all right? And we're going to get another dish going in there because I want you to see how great this thing is and how fast it cooks. So watch what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop a little bit of salmon in here. And what's great about this, unlike these giant machines that they sell, you can just do a little for you here and there, a little bit for, you know, the family. You don't have to do the giant pieces. And one of the things we never talk about in barbecue is how to heat up the barbecue from yesterday. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use this guy, which we'll get into in just a second, but I'm going to throw on a rack of ribs that's destined for my sandwich here in a bit, and we're going to bring it back to life with a little bit of orange juice, just like that. We're going to close that lid, and I got to tell you something. When we come back here, holy moly, but let's go check out this turkey, because I got to tell you something. There's 2 kinds of people out there, those that have had a deep-fried turkey and those that haven't. And if you've never had a deep-fried turkey before, man alive, have you got to try it. Between the crisp of the skin and the way the meat just melts in your mouth, oh, man. So like I said, this is a basket system, which is very cool because you can prepare everything inside the house. You don't have to go out on a hot day like this and mess around with everything outside. You can go ahead and get it all ready and then just kind of walk it outside. Now, this is a part where you need to hear this. You ready? That is turkey bacon. That's what you work for. And when you do that oilless deep-fried turkey, that is the reason you go through all of that risk with all the oil. But now you can do it on a Tuesday just cuz. So watch this. Here's a turkey that everybody can do. There's no learning curve. There's no knowledge base. You don't have to know a thing. And it's the reason that we've sold over 100,000 of these. And I got to tell you something. We're talking smoking, roasting, grilling. We've only touched the surface of one, Valerie. We haven't even gotten started yet.
Back to the star, to the grill master extraordinaire, to the barbecue beast, to literally, Marc, I feel like this is a super impressive piece of like culinary machinery because it does it all.
There's nothing like it.
But it's going to last for years. I saw a guy write a review on this. We hadn't even, this is the first presentation ever. He wrote that he bought the Char-Broil 4 years ago. He has worn that thing out, ready for a new one. He says, I'm good for the next 8 years.
I love it. I love it. Go, guys, have a look at this, okay? Now, we've talked about the roasting, the oilless turkey fry. And if this was, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago, that's where we'd be done because you know what? That's what the Big Easy used to do. And that's all it used to do. And we'd sit there and we'd do like a big turkey and a big roast and a big pork and a big this and a big that. And you know what? People loved it. But then we thought, how can we make this experience better? How can we really take it to the next level? And how can we make this the one machine that everybody is going to want to use and not have to have multiple machines in the backyard? And by the way, smoked wings finished on the grill are out of this world. And I love the fact that in this, you can do both at the same time. So let me go ahead, set that up there, and let me show you what I'm talking about, what's got me so excited with this, okay? Have a look. Every one of these machines, not something you have to buy or order, is going to come with this. Now, this is a grill plate, all right? And this is what makes grilling on our 3-in-1 possible. And this is what harnesses the heat that's created by the 3 different cooking technologies and turns it into 180 square inches of grilling space. So if you've got a grill in mind for this summer, and maybe you haven't been thinking of smoker, I got great news for you. Now you've got a 100% infrared grill. Now, if you think about it, if you go to those big box stores, you know, the big ones with the big names, the big parking lots, you know what? You go there, and here's what happens with those, Valerie. You've got all kinds of options for infrared, but the problem is it's either like a tiny little box that's off in the corner, or it's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars, which I'll get to in a second. But here, you've got what all of those professional chefs use in their 5-star restaurants. You have that technology. And that's what's great to me, is you actually have that infrared cooking technology, which gives you such even results, such perfect results, that you know what, you'd think that you're working in a professional kitchen, or that you've spent thousands of dollars on your grill. But in fact, what you've done is you've found the most versatile, space-saving grill that I've ever seen in my life, that's going to allow you to create so much more. So I'll tell you what, we're going to let this guy kind of do its grilling thing there. And while we do that, let me remind you, we actually haven't even talked about smoking yet. So let me show you something here, okay? Now, this is what's great. Every one of these machines is going to come with a smoker box. Now, what's great about this is you can use it, or you don't have to. When you go out and buy a full-blown smoker, you better be ready to smoke, because all you're going to be able to do is cook with wood. With this one, it's an option. So if you want to add that smoked flavor, that oak, that alder, that apple, that cherry, whatever it is you want to give that kiss of flavor with. Maybe it's something that you saw at a restaurant you were at, you're like, oh man, I'd love to be able to cook that at home. Now you can. All you do is you pop those wood chips in there, and that, come on over here to the one that's fired up, is going to create that smoke. You see that? That smoke is going to head on into that chamber, and that's going to affect all of the food that you're cooking in this rich, bountiful, beautiful way. So let me just cross over here, and I'm going to go ahead and get a couple of cloths, because here's what I want to do. Now, here's what's cool, okay? We've got our side dish up top here. You've got multi-level cooking that you can do, which I love. So I'm going to set that here. But Valerie, here's what I love, 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 love. If you've ever had like true smoked chicken with that dark, almost burnt skin, wait till you see this. When you go to make pulled chicken, or you go to make chicken sandwiches, this is the coloring that you're looking for. So let me go ahead and grab these out of here. And remember, the capacity of this is out of this world. I've got a full dinner for 8 people here that I didn't have to think about. And I've got room for more, which I absolutely love. So let me bring this over here, and I'm going to grab one of these chickens out of here, because, man, that's what it's all about, right? You can talk about anything that you're blue in the face, unless it tastes awesome and is easy to clean, which we'll also get to. You know, it's just, wow, what do you say? So let's go ahead and grab this guy and just have a look. Come on in here, you guys. This is the method of cooking that gives you this, that gives you that pull apart, you gotta be kidding me, smoke taste and flavor that you can't get with any other method of cooking, period. You can't fake it, you can't buy it, you gotta create it. So when you can do this at home and make those incredibly juicy chickens, those just kind of fall apart as you chew them, holy cow, look at this. Cooked to perfection with zero cooking, smoking, and roasting knowledge required. All you need to know how to do, turn a button. That's it. And you can create everything we're doing here today. Isn't that fantastic?
Marc Gill is definitely the expert. He's definitely the go-to. And if you notice, in Marc's backyard, he has separate smokers, separate grills, separate roasters. And Marc, last time I checked, you got to buy those all individually. Buy
all individually.
one, it's going to cost you more than this 3-in-1.
Well, they cost a fortune.
Yeah.
So listen, it's only been a few minutes since we put our goodies on the grill there. And here's what I love, and I mean love, about infrared cooking. Look at this. It doesn't matter where you are on that grill plate, you are gonna get fantastic grill lines. You're gonna get those bar marks that make legends out of backyard pitmasters when you've got all the friends and family over. So whether it's burgers, whether it's chicken, whether you like grilled fruit, whether you want to put some char marks on that pepper to get it going, you've got at your disposal that professional grill at your fingertips. And here's a couple of things about this grill that I really want you to see that are kind of important, okay? Watch this. It's built so that you don't have to worry about the small vegetables falling down in between the grates. Think about that. Your peppers, your asparagus, your shrimp, any of your small style foods, you don't have to worry about losing it down in the fire. And here's the big one. Guys, this is what I want you to really see, and then we're going to talk turkey. All right, this is oil. That's a grill. These two together are a bad idea. Char-Broil makes some of the most forgiving grills in the world. Watch this. That's oil right on top of the grill that's cooking my food perfectly. There's no fire, there's no flare, and there's no flame-ups. Can I say that again? There's no fire, there's no flare, and there's no flame-ups. And that's one of the reasons that this grill has made it into the homes of over 100,000 of our HSN customers. And one of the things that's unique that we get to do back here, other than, you know, like when we were in the studio, we're not in my backyard. And I don't know if you know what we do in our spare time. We got a little online cooking show. We own dozens and dozens of grills. So what a cool opportunity. Watch this. Guys, everything we can do in these grills, you can do in the Char-Broil. That green thing cost me $2,000, took me 2.5 years to learn how to use. That thing back there, the pellet smoker, I love it. $1,500, and I have to cook with wood. And even Char-Broil. Char-Broil's true infrared, just like the technology you're getting today. This is a grill only. No deep fried turkeys, no roast beefs, no nothing, no big cuts, no smoking, and that's almost $500. So when you get the ability to smoke, roast, grill, oilless deep fry, and make some of these incredible creations like with the kebab maker that you're gonna get, and by the way, you've got the opportunity to do 8 skewers or 1. It's entirely up to you. We're giving you that accessory with it today. And then have a look here. You want to talk about layered cooking and good stuff? All right, we're going to do it. We're going to put together our beast, our smoked mac and cheese. So here's what we're going to do. Then we're going to pull some of the grilled food off. Let me take this off of there just for a second, set her down, and then have a look. In just a second, we're going to pull out our pulled pork and our brisket to have a look at. But Valerie, I got to tell you something. I'll clear oil spot off here. The fact that you can create all of these dishes without spending hundreds into thousands of dollars on each individual piece, wrapped up with more 5-star reviews than I've ever seen, not just on a piece of grilling equipment, but almost any product that I've worked with anywhere in the world over the past 25 years. Everybody loves their 3-in-1. Everybody gets it home, takes that less than 30 minutes to put it together. And I got to tell you something, that first roast, that first turkey, that first burger, that first steak, that first skewer, that first kebab, that first lamb roast, oh, man, you'll be writing reviews too. You'll love it.
Okay, so Al says there's foil. He noticed that you have foil on the bottom, Mark. So is it okay to cover on the bottom?
Now, that's the cleanup, and that's where we are right now. What was his name again? What timing? It's like we hired the guy. All right,
Al.
come on. All right, Al, here comes the cleanup, okay? At the bottom, to make this real easy, I always, have a look here, a little piece of tin foil. That keeps life super simple. Other than that, watch this. Cleanup's done. That's your cleanup. It's all over, Al. So when it comes time to clean up, other than scraping that grill, holy moly, and by the way, one of the things that you lose when you do a deep fried turkey, if you've been watching since the beginning, is you lose the gravy. Well, remember, this is oilless. So underneath every machine, there's even a drip tray so you can still have your turkey gravy. But let's go check out that grill, okay? Remember, this is a 3-in-1. We're smoking, we're roasting, and come on over here, we are grilling. So even if you're thinking to yourself, I wasn't really looking at a smoker, I'm not sure, that's okay. Because this is, by all accounts, one of the best standalone grills you'll ever put your hands on at any price because it's all infrared. And to me, that is just the coolest darn thing, you guys, that you're getting that technology that the 5-star chefs use all the time. So whether it's the shrimp, whether it's the chicken, whether it's the burgers, it really doesn't matter. The results are perfect every single time. I mean, have a look at that char on that shrimp. Nothing's falling through. I'm not losing any of my food. Absolutely nothing. Now, I got a couple of thicker pieces in there that I'm going to leave on just for another minute, but that's okay, because what we're going to do off to the side there is our side dish. I got a hot, listen, there's a rule back here. If there's a hot grill with no food on it, we're going to talk. We need a hot grill with food on it. So let's go ahead and make a starter dish. Now, this is a really neat one if you've never tried it. You're going to take 2 pieces of romaine, so one cut in half, and you're going to take your olive oil, give it a little bit of a little sprinkle like that, and then some salt, pepper, garlic. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's something magic that happens to fruits and vegetables when they hit that grill that I can't even explain. So let's go ahead, let that get charred up, let the chicken get a little bit ready, and let's you and I make our famous, and it was made famous right here, pulled pork mac and cheese sandwich. So I'm going to go ahead and cut through that rope, and I'm going to grab a couple of my big forks, which I strategically put out so I wouldn't forget where they were. And now I can't remember where that was. I'm the best hider in the world. Have a look here.
Oh
that is the kind of results that you drive across town for. This is the kind of thing that legends are made of. So I got to tell you something. I'm going to walk you through this. A couple of years ago, we came up with this sandwich that has been duplicated and copied, and I've even seen it on the menus in some restaurants. So I got to tell you something. I'm saying right here on national TV, the place they got that from is right here in our network airings of Char-Broil. Watch this. You're going to take your pulled pork. You're going to get that on in there. You want to feed a crowd. You want to feed an army. You want to feed so many people that you're looking at this going, why didn't I buy this machine years ago? Like I said, start stacking this up against what some of these other machines cost one at a time. So have a look at here. That is smoked mac and cheese going on top, just like that. Get a nice big tray, make it messy, make it fun. And all you're going to do when this is done is throw the tops of the buns on there, and everybody just kind of digs in on their own, grabs their plate. And Valerie, can I tell you, you and I talked before the show, and I think you said, you know, you guys look like you're having such a great time out there. You guys, you know what? How can you not have a great time when your world is built around pulled pork, brisket, smoked mac and cheese, chicken, steaks, kebabs, and everything else that you'll just run out of imagination before options that you're going to be able to cook in your smoker, roaster, grill. Guys, basket system, large cups of meat, up to a 26-pound turkey. You're talking roast beef for 30, 40 people in there if you decide to do that. The cleanup is super simple, and you've really opened yourself up to those barbecue creations. I'm just going to set this over here. What I mean by that, have a look. We took one of our brisket. We got the flat here. This is not the point. The point has a lot of fat in it and is quite runny. But the point, the flat, is that leaner piece. And I want you to have a look at this. Even the lean cuts of meat, look at how tender, look at how juicy. And there's that smoke ring that everybody fights for. So you know what? If we've got some real barbecue folks watching, and by the way, a knife that has trouble getting through the crust that your barbecue's created. Now, you ready for this? That's what you're looking for, is that just enough of a flex, and then it just pulls apart. That is the perfect brisket. And you're doing it, again, with the touch of a button in your grill.
Mark, you're really showing off, my friend. You are showing off. And you know what? I have to say, Mark, I'm not really sure if I saw 20 people peering over the fence behind you, or if that was just my imagination. But I've got to tell you, if you live in Marc Gill's neighborhood, you know when he's on air here today, just then, because he is cooking up a storm.
And I'm going to finish it with some bacon topping here on our grilled Caesar salad. So listen, no matter how you like to eat, what you want to eat, how you want to create, this is going to work with you, you guys. I'm going to say it again. Char-Broil, one of the #1 names in outdoor cooking and grilling. Powder-coated steel, you're smoking, you're roasting, you're grilling. Look at all the equipment that we have around. Look at that thing. I got to drive that thing. Anything short of a whole hog, and I'm going to be able to do it in my Char-Broil 3-in-1. 100,000 of you are so happy with this, guys. Hop on board and make such a great summer with your 3-in-1.